Well, hello, I'm Nathan Thomas, and I'm joined today by Andy Brown. We're going to find out more about the new show starting this Saturday, in fact, which is called Wake Up at the Weekend. And it's going to be our very first Saturday show. We're so excited to be here with Andy Brown. Hello, Andy. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you, Nathan?
Not too bad. Enjoying the weather, enjoying this autumnal season, and really excited about loads of big changes coming up on Pure 24/7 Radio. One of those is your brand new show. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Actually, yeah, it's gonna be good. It's a bit different to my usual slot on a Thursday evening, so it'll be a bright and early start. But I'm looking forward to it. We've been talking about it for a while, so yeah, looking forward to it to getting started.
Yeah, we obviously when it comes to these sorts of things, we make sure we do lots of planning and preparation, make sure we're ready, build up to it, which is always good. And of course, just before we find out more about Wake Up at the Weekend, just want to tell us what is it that show that you host at the moment?
So, yeah, my regular show, or one of them now, is the '90s show. So it's a '90s show on a Thursday evening between 7 and 9 p.m. So it's really where I get to play some of the '90s music that I sort of know and love and grew up with. Really, '90s is definitely my music era. So I really enjoy doing that on a Thursday. And yeah, it's a good show. I really enjoy it. And yeah, we have a kind of a pretty set features now, and good. It's great to hear from the listeners who kind of get involved with the question of the week, which I think is probably the listener's favorite feature. But I guess my favorite feature is the Andy's Anthem, where I get to kind of it's a bit self-indulgent, I guess, picking a song for the week that I like, and get to make that my song choice for the week, really. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the Thursday night show.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, it is a fantastic show. I love getting involved with the question of the week. I don't usually get it right, but it's good fun to try. And of course,
Yeah.
Andy's Anthem is great because you get to hear some tracks that maybe don't get played that often, longer tracks,
Yeah.
just, I don't know, songs that didn't necessarily make it really big, but it's just really nice to hear some slightly lesser known tracks in many cases.
Yeah, I think as well. Sometimes you hear a song and you think, oh, that must have been really big, but they only made it to like number 12 in the chart or
Yeah.
something like that. But yeah, there's some really good album tracks out that came out in the '90s as well. So it's good to pick some of those out and play those out on a Thursday night as well.
Yeah, definitely. And your passion for 90s definitely comes out just because obviously, as you say, you grew up in that era. That's your era of music. For me, it would probably be the noughties. That's what I grew up with for the most part.
Yeah.
Even though I kind of grew up in the tens, a lot of the music I heard was in the noughties. So that's just how it works for me.
Yeah, yeah. I guess I remember hitting my musical stride, if you like. So when I was sort of 14, 15, that sort of age, and that
Oh
would have
yeah.
been in mid '90s. So yeah, some of the early '90s I'm not as familiar with, but yeah, definitely kind of '94, '95 onwards is when I really started to get into music. So that Britpop era was kind of yeah, where I really enjoyed all that indie music that was kind of out at the time.
Yeah. Brilliant. So that's 90s tunes, Thursday, 7 to 9. Interestingly enough, your next show will be 7 to 9, but in the morning rather than the evening. So do you want
Yes.
to tell us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm looking forward to getting started. We're calling it Wake Up at the Weekend. So it's our kind of Saturday breakfast show here on the station. So 7 a.m. A bit of an early start. I don't know on a Saturday how many people are up that early, but I guess a lot of people get up and out early if they're going out for the day or something like that. So I'm calling it the perfect soundtrack for for your first coffee of the day. So that's the plan, really, to kind of I guess to ease you into your weekend and get your weekend started off to the in the right way. That's the idea behind the show.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I mean, just like we need a wake up call sometimes on weekdays for the weekend as well. I mean, you want to start off. I mean, when it comes to the weekend, I often like a lie-in, but it is nice to make the most of the weekend, get up nice and early so you can just make the most of the full days off, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and I'm typically up quite early on at a weekend. I'm up quite early during the week for different reasons. So yeah, it's nice to think about a line at the weekend, but often the body clock wakes you up early anyway. So it's
Yeah.
nice whether you're laying in bed, you can flick the radio on, or whether you're up and about doing things. It's good to have a breakfast show to kind of listen along to. So as you're getting ready, or as you're just kind of preparing yourself for a quieter day.
Yeah, definitely. Either way, it would be really nice to have a breakfast show on a Saturday morning. Looking forward to that very much so. Would you like to tell us what are some of the features you have planned? Would you like to tease some of those?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think inspired by the wake up call from the weekdays, I didn't want to stray too far from your format. I think it works really well. And I
Thank you.
know that one of your features is the spell check, which I think is a really good way to kind of get your brain going in the morning, isn't it? And I thought, well, what would be good to do at the weekend? I'm not so good with the spelling myself, but I thought I'd do a Saturday brain teaser. So this is a bit of a riddle to get people thinking. So that's kind of something people can get involved with, have a little think about what the answer to the riddle might be, and hopefully hopefully they can get involved with that, and maybe dropping me a message if they want to, or I'll tell them the answer at the end of the show so that they can kind of put out of the misery if they can't quite crack it. But I'll start off quite small, quite gentle, so hopefully this week's one won't be too challenging. So that's going to be one of my features at least.
That sounds good. Yeah. I mean, it's good to have something to warm me up in the morning. I love brain teasers. I love puzzles and things like that because it's a really great way of stretching your mind. And it also just gives you a chance to, what's the word? Exercise your brain. And when you start on the weekend, being able to start off with something like that could be a really good way of warming up so that when you actually start the day, you're ready to just go full on and enjoy Saturday.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. And I think, I think riddles can be quite fun as well. It gives people something can be a bit of a challenge sometimes. So it's good to, and if you're listening with other people as well, to kind of discuss it as you maybe over breakfast or something. So, that's the idea. Like I say, the first one I think will be fairly straightforward, hopefully. But give people a chance to get involved, and then we'll see where that goes over the coming weeks.
Brilliant. So that's one great feature. Would you like to give us just one more feature you got planned?
Sure. Yeah, I'll tell you about another one. So I think that the one of the things we'd like to do is join up with the magazine. So one of the features I'm going to be doing is a magazine read through. I haven't quite called it got a title for it just yet, but we're going to be reading through one of the articles from Pure Media, the magazine, because I think it's really good that people don't necessarily know that we alongside the radio station, the magazine is there as well. It's really great content in that. And I thought, I wonder if any of the radio listeners haven't had a chance to get hold of a copy of the magazine yet. So we're going to be reading out and recording some of the articles from the magazine. So I'll play out one of those in the second hour of the show. So we can discuss that, and again, it gives people a chance to hear some of the content from the magazine as well.
That sounds really cool. I mean, reading out articles from Pure Media, the magazine. As we always say, Pure Media, the magazine, and Pure 247 Radio, run by basically the same people and have the same basic heart, which is 3-point pure, no bad language. And so you'll find a lot of people who write in the magazine also, present on Pure 247 Radio and vice versa. You yourself have an article in the magazine, which is on technology, which is brilliant. So that sounds really cool. Just hearing people reading out the magazine articles brings it to life in a whole new way. But that sounds really good. So there you go. Wake Up at the Weekend, starting this Saturday. I'm really looking forward to it, I must say. A breakfast show on Saturday. Just before you go, would you like to tell us what would be your highlight of being a presenter? Because you've been a presenter on Pure 247 Radio for, I guess, about 2 years now. Yeah,
just over 2 years. In fact, probably it might even be to the day almost, because we kicked off the 90s show about 2 years ago, the first Thursday in October in 2023. And it's really good timing to be able to launch the new show around about my second birthday, really, with the station. I think you were saying about my highlight. Wow, there's been so many good things, and I think I guess in the early days when we were still kind of wrestling with the technology and everything else, it took a little bit of time to get used to the software and everything that goes along with it, because there's an awful lot that goes into the station. But I think doing the news show, I mean, like I said, I love my 90s music, and obviously doing the news show, getting to kind of use the full extent of the music library that we have here is exciting, because there's such a big range of music. And so I think probably one of my highlight is the music on the station, knowing that it's all 3-point pure, but knowing that we have such a huge selection to kind of choose from. You've almost got a song for every occasion. So I'm really looking forward to kind of diving into the library and picking out a few things that obviously I wouldn't normally play on a Thursday night.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, in your 90s tunes, obviously, as the name suggests, you are limited to 90s tunes. But on your new show, you'll be able to just explore the full range, any decade from, I think we go as far back as the 50s to the 20s, and you can play all kinds of music. So that could be really good fun. Awesome. And actually, now that I think of it, it's the 5th of October on, is it Sunday, I think? So that will be exactly 2 years to the day since you started the 90s tunes.
Yeah, so there you go, 2 years. So that's I can't believe how quickly it's gone by. It's really flown by. But no, we've had a great time doing it over the last 2 years, and hopefully the new show will be a good way to celebrate that 2-year birthday.
I think it's the perfect way to celebrate a 2-year birthday. Thank you so much for joining me today, Andy Brown. I look forward to hearing the very first Wake Up at the Weekend. You can join him Saturdays, 7 to 9 a.m. for a brilliant mix of fun and music. And we mentioned a couple of features. It's going to be awesome. Join him on Saturdays, 7 to 9 a.m. Thank you so much, Andy. Good to see you, and have a great weekend.
Thanks, Nathan.
Did you know that at Pure 247 Radio, we also offer advertising? advertising really does work. Let's face it, you're listening to this. Want to know more? Well, just go to pure247radio.org, pure247radio.org/advertising, and you can get everything you want and more there.